Well, hello, happy campers. Today's RV review is the new for 2026 Rockwood Signature 402 SFL fifth wheel. And if you know Rockwood trailers, you know that they tend to make smaller, mid-profile fifth wheels and smaller travel trailers. This is quite a departure for them. It's much larger than what they traditionally have made, but boy, they've just knocked it out of the park with this beautiful front living model. Essentially what they've done is taken the way they do things and just made it bigger. And that's a good thing. Also, I do have a question for you if you'll wait till the end of this. I really appreciate your input on these, so look forward to that. So Rockwood is known for mid-profile fifth wheels and smaller travel trailers and has established itself as a quality builder of towable RVs. So it comes as no surprise that the company is stepping into larger models with several new offerings, including this one. This is a model with a front living space over the pin box and a kitchen in the middle with a large rear bedroom and single bathroom. This is absolutely a couples camper, although you could fold out the couches on the upper deck and accommodate up to 4 more people for sleeping. But where I like to start looking at RVs is down at the road. And that's what I recommend you do as you go RV shopping. Start at the road with any towable RV. Any RV company is able to make pretty cabinets, but where most shoppers don't look is what will really make a difference to you over time. In this case, I like what I see with this RV. Where the rubber meets the road, you have Goodyear Endurance tires with built-in tire pressure monitoring. You also get a Dexter tow assist system, which includes anti-lock brakes and some anti-sway technology too. Now, you wouldn't buy any modern vehicle nowadays without anti-lock brakes, and modern vehicles also come with anti-sway technology. It's fantastic that Rockwood incorporates this as a standard feature in this big fifth wheel, and that is not a common thing. Dexter's Tow Assist also has a provision where you can track maintenance and mileage with a smartphone app. I did get to go try a competing system last year on a closed course. Honestly, I wouldn't buy any big fifth wheel without this feature, and you can see our video and story here, bing, about our experiences on the track with anti-lock brakes and advanced fifth wheel suspensions. Another feature you might not notice is that this is one of the only fifth wheels on the market with what is called a slipper roller suspension. Almost all fifth wheel trailers have simple and cheap leaf spring suspensions. This is better in that shocks and jolts are directed away from the chassis, sort of. So check out this video on how this system is different and better than a traditional leaf spring suspension. Many owners of fifth wheels spend thousands of dollars upgrading their trailer suspensions after they realize how poorly a simple leaf spring suspension performs on the road. Rockwood's owners are set up from day one. Vibration can actually shorten the life of your RV, with vibration and shaking working to loosen screws and joints. Another thing Rockwood is doing to minimize vibration is putting balancing beads in the tires of their trailers. I have them in mine, and I really like them. Now, what I don't understand, how this works, because to me, the beads would just fly out against gravity on the sidewalls of the tires, but it just works. I guess it's kind of like magic, sort of like magnets or gravity. I don't understand gravity either. But these balancing beads supposedly minimize vibration and help the tires remain in balance, and that's a good thing, and it's also included. While we're looking at things, note that the slide rooms use a through-frame mechanism, which is my favorite. It's the best slide mechanism out there. However, the upper deck slide rooms do use a Schwintek mechanism, and I know some of you don't like these. I think they're fine as long as you maintain them properly, but they don't really have the best reputation. Just follow the instructions. Lastly, plumbing. Rockwood has upgraded some of the plumbing fixtures in their RVs recently, and I want to thank Jacob Brigger and his RV reviews for really motivating the RV industry to do better. You can find his reviews here. He's doing a good job. I was also pleased with how thick these baggage doors are on this rig. The roof on this RV is also unusual in that it's actually vacuum laminated. Most RV roofs are kind of old-fashioned wooden trusses, but Rockwood is using a vacuum laminating structure and then tops it off with an alpha-ply roofing system. Well, what does that mean? The roof membrane is warranted for life, but more importantly, the sealants used tend to require much less attention than is typical. Now, you still want to regularly inspect any RV roof, and you may find that these sealants require less touch-ups, but it's still a good idea to inspect your roof regularly. Okay, let's be honest here. When's the last time you inspected your RV's roof and seals? I have a great trick to do so from the ground that will also help if there's ever a question about the warranty. I use a long pole with a camera to check out the seals and also clean off the solar panels. I got a whole story about it right here. If you're ever looking for the laziest way to accomplish a job, I'm your man. Also, know that there is auto level in this trailer and a whole house water filtration system that filters incoming water from the shore and the water in your holding tank if you're camping off the grid. When you look in some of the cabinets here, you can also see the welded aluminum structure that Rockwood uses to build things like dinettes and bed bases. It's stronger and lighter, but more expensive way of doing things, but better. Let's look at the bathroom inside this because it's really the first place you're going to end up if you open the door. Opposite the main entry door is the bathroom, and this is a big, spacious bathroom. The shower enclosure is a molded fiberglass model with a seat molded right in. You also get a porcelain foot flush toilet and a decent amount of counter space and medicine cabinet space. The headroom in this bathroom is remarkable. So those of you who play basketball on the side, you could still wash your hair if you have any. Now, back on the court, know that this trailer still uses a traditional gas-electric water heater with a tank rather than the tankless water heaters so many companies are switching to. I actually prefer this arrangement, especially if you camp off the grid. But it allows you to heat the water with either propane or electric too, and that's a good thing. Oh, and this is about double the size of the water heater in most trailers at 12 gallons. So you do get more hot water, so you can get into hot water. Let's look at the kitchen in this. This is a really nice kitchen to me with the center island and a 3-burner stove with a residential size oven. There's also a 12-volt refrigerator, and we actually found these newer fridges are remarkably efficient now. I actually did an article about how long a new 12-volt fridge can run on solar. Here. Peggy and I used to own a bed and breakfast where I got to cook plenty of meals for plenty of guests, and this kitchen absolutely passes the Tony Chef test. Chef's kiss. There's also a lot of counter space and storage in pantries and drawers. There's a nice cabinet at the front of the kitchen with lots of drawers, and wouldn't this be a great place for a Margaritaville frozen concoction maker? I mean, you know, or whatever. I also like the multifunctional drawer in the island with a cutting board and silverware drawer. And that cutting board is right above another drawer with a trash can. Like I said, chef's kiss. Upstairs, there are opposing couches, each in a slide room. At the very front of the space is a couch where each end features a recliner. This rig is so fancy inside that this seat would be for some sort of RV royalty. That Supreme camper would have a great view of the gigantic TV on a televator at the back of the space. Below the televator is an electric fireplace to keep your feet warm. Honestly, this space is kind of nicer than in my house. I also like that there are cabinets over the couch whose hinges actually hold the doors up. So let's look at the bedroom in the Rockwood Signature 402 SFL. The bedroom here features a king-size bed in a slide. Something Rockwood has done in a number of floor plans is a cabinet build where the bed kind of slides under that cabinet. There are a lot of cabinets here, but if you replace the mattress with something thicker, don't forget to bring your tape measure because it will have to go under that cabinet. Oh, speaking of the cabinet, it is plumbed for a washer and dryer. There are lots of places for your stuff in here, so that's a good thing, especially if you're a full-timer. Do know, I was a bit concerned when I saw the fuse box in the bedroom here. I have seen where some fifth wheels have the fuse box where you cannot get to them with the slides in it. That's just stupid. So I put the slide in just to see what I saw, and the fuse box is easily accessible even if you displace a lot of water in the pool like me. So why does this matter? So if you blow a fuse and the slide is in, you're basically SOL. That means simply out of luck, right? Now let's do a little bit wrap up here. This is a big fifth wheel at 40 feet long, but there are certainly others that are larger. It's also a standard width, 8 feet wide, instead of being a wide body, which kind of surprised me in a large fifth wheel. But it did feel really spacious inside, so I don't think that standard width is a bad thing after all. It makes it easier to tow too. Also, know that you can get this with what Rockwood calls their power package. We have a whole series of videos about this, but it's a lot of solar panels and a high-performance battery system and power system. It's all made by Mastervolt, and you have one point of contact if you have any questions, which I really like. I have this system in my own trailer, and it's been incredible. If you're considering camping without hookups, this is a great way to go. This was one of the highest scoring fifth wheels I've ever looked at, earning 4.5 out of 5 stars in our RV report card. Where it really shines is in the build, chassis, and suspension, all of which are pretty typical of how Rockwood does things, but not typical in the industry. Quite honestly, with other brands facing issues with chassis build quality, it makes this one even more impressive. Speaking of which, I'm coming to you from Indiana, where I've spent the past few weeks looking at new 2026 RVs. There are some great models coming your way, but seeing how some of these are built gives me a greater appreciation for how these Rockwood and Flagstaff models are built. They really are a good RV. Oh, nothing's perfect, of course, but there's a big difference between how different brands make decisions, and we do have a video about that, which you can see here. The one challenge here is that the underbelly does have 12-volt heat pads on the tanks, but the whole space is not heated. So if you're camping in severe cold, you might want to take advantage of those wheels and head to warmer climates. And now I said I had a question for you. I know you have a lot of RV walkthroughs available for you. If you don't know, I used to work at an RV dealership doing both RV warranties and sales, so I kind of have that perspective. I also write a lot of what are called long-form RV reviews. That's written content. So I hope I can share my experiences with you and perhaps help you to make a good decision. But also know this is the first of a new format for these reviews for me. I kind of think of it as like a news desk format, not your typical RV walkthrough video at all. So let me know, do you like it? Do you hate it? Let me know. To me, it kind of enables me to do more of these reviews, but I'm not sold on it yet, so there you go. Anyway, thank you for watching, and also thank you for your input. I really appreciate it. I do have a full written story with photos and specifications at our home on the web at stresslesscamping.com. That's also where you can find a lot of great resources for RVers, including product reviews, discounts, deals, and our weekly RV podcast, along with our fun look at the things we find on our journeys called Goofy USA. Also know that this is the same as the Flagstaff Classic 402 CFL. Rockwood and Flagstaff are the same products sold through different dealerships. Why? Well, we have an article that explains that here. Well, that's the whole story, and I'm sticking to it. My name's Tony Barthel with Stressless Camping. I appreciate your coming all the way to the end of this video, and with that, Stressless Camping. There.